In studio, Bruce Willson and Rashida Dawson from the United Way of Northwest Louisiana discussing their Alice report, specifically the economic outlook for our portion of the state.
Catch 22 here, Bruce and Rashida. I'm not sure who wants to get this. We hear from educators, teachers all the time who say on Monday morning they know lots of students in their school, in their classroom, who Monday morning breakfast at school is the first meal these kids have had since Friday at school at lunch.
Mm-hmm. And that is true.
And the problem with that in some of these cases is that mom or dad, in a lot of cases it's mom, is working 2 jobs. She's not around to fix the food all weekend, so the child doesn't get the food, or she doesn't have the money to provide. So she's trying to work 2 jobs to make ends meet, but is still not there. And then we blame her because her child's not being fed. You see what I mean? It's just such a mess, and I don't know how we get out of it. What do we do to get out of it for that child?
Well, one of the things that woman could do would be to contact us, and Rashida has a program that is going to open up very shortly where she can come and sit down and say, okay, here's where I am financially. I want to get to this point financially, and we will have trained, certified counselors that can work with them free of charge and help them take steps to get themselves to where they want to go. Here's the bottom line. You can't spend as much or more than you make. Mm-hmm. And that means you sometimes have to make some very hard choices. And when you're a person who is living on the edge, those choices become extremely hard, which is why we work with banks, other financial institutions to help provide some cush there. We work with other kinds of things that they have, their medical needs, their clothing needs. If we can help them with some of those, then we can help them climb out of.
In other words, basically, you're like a budget organizer.
Yeah.
And I mean that, I don't mean that in a belittling way. I mean, there are certain, look, you see it all the time now. In colleges, it's like life training for students. We're going to teach you you're 20, but you don't know how to balance a checkbook. You're 20, but you don't know how to iron your clothes. You're 20, but you don't know how to make soup. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, because when you're in college, you have no idea. But one thing about it, when you're in college and you are cash strapped, you're going to figure it out ultimately. But to go back to your question, Aaron, when you were asking about the mother, that's another great thing about our organization as far as with United Way is that we also partner with other organizations that can be able to help that mother. Like, say, for instance, you have the food bank with their backpack program, which can provide food over the weekend. But what we see is a lot of our Alice families do have a pride concern. And that's where we can say that we could come in and help them with their finances. And it can be simple as the first session that we'll have with them is basically learning about their lifestyle, their family, and the things that they need, and coming up with a plan which will work for them, a plan of action.
I noted in Dr. Scott's report, Lauren Scott's economic outlook report, that shows Shreveport's going to lose 900 jobs this year. Some of those are in the gambling and casino arena. And I wanted to know from you guys, those folks have really good jobs, good paying jobs, and they're losing them. A lot of the boats have laid off workers. What is available to folks like that who they're going to need retraining? They're just not going to be able to go send a resume out and say, I'm a poker dealer. Will you hire me? What's available for them to get retrained so that they can find employment in kind of the same income level they were in, which was a higher income?
Well, there are some programs that are offered that do exactly what you're saying. The city has a pretty significant kind of program. The state has an additional program. BIPSI is doing a wonderful job providing retraining and retooling skills. Southern University also has an arm. We can help direct them to those. Can I guarantee they're going to make the same money that they were making dealing at a table? No, I can't do that. But can they be trained? For instance, in the healthcare industry, they're always growing and adding new positions. You'll note from Dr. Scott's report that that Ochsner's is getting ready to do a large expansion. I mean, where our offices are, we can see the old Christus Schumpert building on Margaret, where they're also doing things. So there'll be jobs there, but it'll take a while to get back up to earning what they are earning when they lose it. It's when you lose your job, and I've lost a job before. It's tough. You got to retool. And
how quick, Bruce, would a $15 minimum wage fix some of the problems in our community?
Well, I don't know if I want to go down that trail, because if
Come
you mandate a $15 an hour job, guess what's going to happen?
Fewer jobs.
And guess what else is going to happen?
Layoffs.
And I can't say that absolutely, so I've got to be careful. But I do know that if a business has based its model on, say, like $10 an hour wage, and you bump it up to 15, well, are you saying to them, shrink what you're going to take to the house or to the bank of your profit? No, they want to make profit, so they're going to increase prices. And so if you make more money but the prices are increased,
then you hurt your business.
I'm having a hard time seeing how a person's going to get ahead.
Yeah.
But a
Listen,
$7.28 or whatever it is minimum wage is not a livable wage.
I
It's
absolutely
not,
agree. Rashida can speak to that as well.
I can directly speak to that. It's not a livable wage. You definitely need more to be able to survive. And we can say that, of course, some will say that our unemployment rate is dropping right now. But at the same time, a lot of those jobs are contract jobs. And it's not guaranteed. One day they'll be able to have these jobs, and then the next minute, it's like the oil field. You have no idea what's going to happen, and the next thing you know, you get laid off.
Apologies, folks. We got to get running. If people are seeking your assistance,
Yes.
Miss Rashida, Mr. Bruce, where do they go? What do they do?
They can go to UnitedWayNWLA.org.
UnitedWay, NWLA.org.
Yes.
Yes,
Or call 211